Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to do the vaporize effect in After Effects, which is a really cool effect which can make someone disappear. So follow along the tutorial and enjoy. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do the Scatterize effect in After Effects. What you're going to do is open up After Effects to start off with. Open up your Spotlight, Command Space, start typing in After Effects, it should pop up. And open your After Effects program. Now, when you are opening After Effects, once that is opened, we want to be putting in a video. That video should be on Connect for you to download. It is called Scatter. Save that to your desktop or to a media folder of some sort and have it ready. Just with this warning, just press OK, just ignore that. Now we'll wait for the welcome screen. We're going to click New Composition. I'm going to call it Scatterize Tutorial. I mean, you can call it whatever you like. Now these settings are at 1080p, which is full HD. 29 pixels, which is matching the settings in which this sequence was filmed, so we'll leave that the same. We'll click OK, and we will then enter our After Effects workspace. In After Effects, if you haven't used it before, there are a few different little windows which will might seem a bit overwhelming if you haven't used it before, but it's actually quite simple to use. So up here we have Effect Controls and Project. We want to have our project window open. We want to either drag our clip into this project window, or it might be easy just to double click, find the video, which should be called Scatter, and open. Now that is there in our project window. We will then drag that video down to our workspace down here, and we have our videos here, our layers. Okay, we only have one layer at the moment, and we have our timeline in which the sequence will take place. On this side we have all our effects and things that we can apply. So for now, what we're going to do is we're going to have to split this clip. So what we have in this clip is myself standing, doing nothing, walking out of frame, and then a whole lot of nothing in my kitchen. Now, this little blue arrow is what's called the current time indicator. We can drag that to the point which we want to make our edits. We want to get rid of the part of me walking out of frame, so we want to wait until I've just exited the frame to about there. We can then go to Edit, Split Layer, and we then have two layers. This layer, we make sure we have this layer highlighted, can then be our background layer. So we press enter to change name and type in BG for background. So that's our background layer. Now, what also we can do is we can flip those around, so we want the background underneath. Now in this first layer we also have myself walking out of frame. That's no good. We want to cut that right out. So we do that, and then we'll have this empty space here. So we'll just drag our background layer underneath. So what we're doing is we're stacking a layer of myself standing in my kitchen on top of a layer of just the kitchen. Okay, so myself, kitchen, no kitchen. Sorry, no myself, I'm gone, and the kitchen is still there. So it should just be disappearing like that. What we're going to do though, however, is apply the Scatterize effect. So if we click on this top clip, we want to go into Effects and Presets and find the Scatter, CC Scatterize, and we will click and drag that onto our layer, and we'll have it there to be applied. However, we don't want to apply the Scatterize to the entire frame. We want to apply it just to myself. So to do that, we want to create a mask. Now up here in your toolbar, which has all your little tools, we want to select the pen tool. Now with the pen tool, we want to go around my body to create a mask. So if we start here and we click, we will then start creating a mask. Now I am going to do it very quickly, very inaccurately. You may want to zoom in, you may want to make it more accurate. You want to make sure you get my whole body. When you're doing it, you can click and drag your points out if you need to. So like I said, doing it very quickly. Go down there. Like that. Now, we also want to go underneath, so I press the H to get the hand tool, and just to drag it up, I press G to get back to the pen tool. Bit of a shortcut. Click there, click underneath there, and then back to the start. So we now have a mask that is just my body. So we can then click here and click fit, or fit up to 100, so that will then get the frame back in to the screen, to the size we like. And we can now start to apply our scatter effect. Now we want to begin at the start, and we want to keyframe the scatter effect. And also, actually, I'll just fix this up a little bit because it's a bit dodgy. Okay, that's a bit better. Alright, so what we want to do is apply the scatter effect, and here we want to press on this little clock, which is the keyframe setting. We click on that. So whenever we change something, it'll remember the point in time on the timeline in which that amount is being changed to, and it will change it over time. So the current time indicator begins at the start of the clip. Okay, so those two clips are at the start. Okay, and at the moment we've got to move that a bit over to right to the start. Okay, make sure it's right at the start. Okay, and we want to start here. It'll start at 0, and as we get to the end of the clip, we want to then change the scatter amount. So as we change the scatter amount, you will see that I start to scatter. As I click and drag the arrow across to the right, you will notice that the amount is going up, anywhere up to, at the moment, it's reached 1,000. Okay, if we click and go the other way, we can move like that. Also, we can manually just type in 1,000 if that's what we want. Now we can go anywhere up to, 5,000 or whatever. I'm not actually sure what the limit is, but you're willing to find out if you like. Now, if we play that clip from the start, we will notice what happens. Now that the start should be set at 0. I don't know why it's not. So we'll put that back to 0. So it should start at 0 and it should move to 5,000. Now that happens very quickly, so I pretty much just explode like that. Okay, and then there's just lots of particles doing nothing for a long time. So what we want to do is effectively we want to, I'll just reset that. We'll make this clip smaller. Okay, reset that as well. Okay, so we've gotten rid of that, and we'll make it shorter, so the time of me standing there is a lot shorter. So we start at 0, get to the end here, and we'll just put this to say 1,000. Okay, so let's have a look how that looks. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now, from the start here, we might want to add a bit of a twist. Okay, when you add a twist, you'll notice that as I turn it, my body twists right and flips over. Okay, so as I scatterize, we can have the twist added as well. And I've got here, we've got one twist, and I can add multiple twists as well. So I'll just set that to 0, and I'll have one twist. Actually, no, I won't. I'll set that at 0 because I'll start with nothing. And then as I move to the end here, where this reaches 1,000, okay, at the end, I will just, at the end of the clip here, I will add the right twist. I will click the keyframe. So we know at the start we've got 0. At the end we'll have one twist. Okay, so as we play it, you don't really notice it because it happens so quickly. We can actually modify this scatter if you would like less scatter. Okay, and you can just fiddle with that to see how it goes. Now we've got a lot of space here, so we can get rid of that. Now this here, your work area, we want to reduce that so when we export we don't end up with all this excess space. So let's have a look at how it looks in a RAM preview. So up here at the top we have a RAM preview which will show us what it looks like. So we wait for that to load, and that's what our clip is. Okay, so myself scatterizing. Now it's up to you how much scatter you want to do. If you want to add twists and things, it's completely up to you. You also might want to add a little sound effect. Okay, search the net for some sound effects and we can do that. So for example, I'll just pause that. Let's click project. Here's a sound effect that I found on the internet. We'll open that. And we can drag that sound effect down here and we can put that right at the start, and then if we listen to our RAM preview, okay, so we've got a bit of a sound effect as I do it, and we can even sort of move that so maybe okay. So that's it guys, that's how we create a scatter effect. Now, just press space to pause that. Once we're done with our scatter effect, we want to export it to a video file. So we want to go File, Export, Add to Render Queue. And then here, we'll leave these best settings, lossless, we'll leave all that. And then we'll change this output to, rename it to whatever you like. I'll just save it to the desktop. We'll save that. It will start rendering once we press the render button. The little loading bar will go across here, which will indicate the time in which it takes to render, which is not long for a short clip. Long clip would take hours and hours. Also down here in your icon it can tell you how far your rendering progress is at, so you can do other things while it's going. So wait for that to render. Once it's rendered, it'll make a ding sound, and once that's happened, we will then find it in the location in which it exported it to. So we can just get rid of After Effects for a moment. On your desktop there, we will see that finished product there. So make sure you keep hold of that so I can look at it at a later date. And just to double check that what our final product looks like, open it up and let's have a look. Okay, so that's it. Okay, my video player is a bit dodgy, but once it loads effectively, we can see it. Okay, and that's it. So that's a little clip, and we could add that to other clips and make a pretty cool little effect there. So I hope you enjoyed that tutorial, and I look forward to seeing your Scatterize effect.